Greetings and salutations, my beautiful courtiers. Lord Vale here, and it's really odd that I got a package at this hour, but I did, so it's time for another unboxing video. I know which one it is because I was supposed to receive it this morning. So we're going to start the evening off with a little Mukov. I'm unfortunately not sponsored by them, so I only drink this stuff for special occasions. So Julie Kusma, this drink is for you. And I'm drinking out of my special awesome glass here. Anybody who collects like vintage antiques like I do, I love going to thrift stores and finding awesome things. And in this case I went to an actual antique boutique and got like some really cool glasses from there. So this one's to Julie Kusma because I know that that is your book in that package. There we go. So let's see it. Pretty excited. I always have to use my fancy tool for these things because even though it says tear at the perforation, it never comes out when I do that. So there we go. Plus I like flipping the razor. That's pretty cool. You know. Sorry about the leather jacket. I just came in and I noticed this package. I'm like, really? This late? Awesome. So here we are. And there it is. Stuck That Way and Other Quandaries by Julie Kusma. Now, Julie is one of those wonderful people I mentioned in my aforementioned video. She's part of my writing group and keeps us all lifted up, keeps us all motivated and moving. She's wonderful. Her and Boogie are really great about that. Boogie is codename for Steve, which is S.P.O. Farrell. He's another fantastic author whose book I have right there. So, here we go. Let's read what's on the back of Stuck That Way and Other Quandaries. Stuck That Way and Other Quandaries contains 6 short stories exploring the rebellious, vengeful, even primal part of us that lurks within and covets a moment in the light. You know, if I didn't covet those moments in the light, I would have never gotten on stage. I would have never sung a note. So I really understand that, like 100%. This collection includes the tale of a boy who defies his mother and finds himself exactly where she feared. A monstrous creature who savagely turns an unsuspecting woman and her dog. But into what? A woman's hysterical belief she killed someone, which actually leads to death. A little girl's first walk to school, the familiar face who offers her a ride, and the tragic ending. And finally, the battle between the Abraxas and Moondyne families, kept at bay for decades until Camille Abraxas meets Tiffany Moondyne, and they revive this ancient feud. 3 of these stories received the title Coffee House Writers' Most Views in 2019, where they were published online until this publication. Julie Kusma is the author of 11 perspective-changing meditations and Unbind 7 chakra opening meditations and lives... Oh, sorry. I'm a writer, you would think I could read. And lives in Kentucky with her family and Golden Doodle Finn. She writes speculative fiction, short stories, primarily horror, science fiction, and the supernatural. This is going to be like right in my wheelhouse. I know for a fact I'm going to love every word of this, Julie. After I'm done reading, let's see, I got to read Shadow City and then Dark City, and then 2 more, and then I can read this one. Or I might read them all together because I tend to multitask. You never know with me. It's crazy. But either way, I will read a review. And if you want, and this goes for any author whose book I feature on my little show here, if you want a specific paragraph, if there's something particularly moving about your book that you would like the public to know, something you've written, just DM me, you know, Twitter, Lord Vale, you know where I'm at. Hashtag the writing community, and you'll see, you know, one of my shows or something like that. And tell me just page and line number, or what paragraph, you know, you can tell me what word to begin and what word to end with. And I will go ahead and, you know, read your book for you. I'll do one of these little videos, and I'll read your book for the masses. You know, my masses, millions and millions and millions of 2 or 3 followers who wait breathlessly for me to do another one of these shows. I will do that for you. So just tell me a paragraph that you would like read from your book, and I'll read it and talk about it, about how it affects me. Of course, I'm going to read the whole book anyway, but if you want me to want to jump ahead of the line and want me to do one of these shows for a paragraph of your book, I will definitely make time for that. So if you're in the writing community and you know I've bought your book, go ahead and shoot me a DM and say, hey, this page is a paragraph that I really think the public would like to hear. And specifically, they would like to hear you read it, which is me. And I'll do it. So yeah, cheers to you, writing community. I'm going to finish this little thing off. And then I'm going to slip into one of these books and then slip back out here and write some more on one of my books. So I've got quite a few writing projects going on, because I'm in college actually doing Full Sail for digital cinematography, and right now we're in the creative presentation portion of that. So I've been working on presentations a lot, and I'm working on 6 stories of my own right now. One of them is the follow-up to Presenting the Aftermath, because this is, even though it's a rather long saga in and of itself, which could have been divided into 3 parts, it's actually the first of 3 parts. The main character's story arc literally begins here. So I'm working on the sequel to that as well. And as always, I'm not sponsored by anybody except for Staban LLC Group. They have been, really good to me. So if you're looking for a job out of state and you want a safe way to get there, contact StabanLLCgroup.com, and Staban himself will get back to you and help hook you up with the perfect employer. And if you're an employer looking for an employee who's possibly out of state, contact Staban LLC Group. They are perfect and adept at getting people together, because that's what they do. Anyway, if you want to hear a new voice in writing, you want to read Julie Kusma's new book, you know where to find it. The link will be in the description here. But you can also look on the hashtag Twitter, go on Twitter and look for the hashtag writing community, and you'll find us. You'll find us all. You'll find all us indie authors who are out there hustling every day, writing these books for no money. And that's fine. We're writing it for love. We need to tell these stories. We need to entertain anybody that we can, So if the celebrating and supporting an indie author is kind of like buying local. But it's the equivalent of buying local. You're supporting small businesses, basically. You're helping people like yourselves, who want to do what they love and get by doing it. Because that's all we want to do. We want to do what we love. We want to get by doing it. So support local authors. Support indie authors. Support the writing community on Twitter. You'll find some great voices and you'll be entertained doing it. And every single one of us, every one of us is grateful, so very grateful for any time that we can help you pass. So if you're a lover of horror like me, check out Julie Kusma. Check out my book. Check out any horror author in the Twitter writing community. Fantasy authors. We got it all. We got everybody. Christian romance, everything. There's any genre you can think of. The Twitter writing community has authors who will fill your needs. Come give us a try.